Broadcasting the viewers in Liberia and across the globe. Hello and welcome to News Today on KMTV. With me, Anthony Kukui Manovia. Stories making headlines tonight. United States Assistant Secretary of State for Educational and Cultural Affairs formally presents a regional document of U.S. government's recognition of Liberia's independence from colonial rule. President George Weah arrives in Nigeria to participate in the 55th Extraordinary Section of ECOWAS, expected to hold discussion with President of the International Criminal Court and many others. And WASH Commission Executive Officer Bobby Whitfield describes climate change as a threat to national development, calls for amicable solution. We begin the program at the National Museum, where visiting U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Education and Cultural Affairs, Mary Royce, has formally presented a original document of the U.S. government's recognition of Liberia's independence since colonial rule. Presenting the document at the National Museum, Ms. Royce highlighted the important role that museums play in recording and preserving national identity, stating that national museums are places for memory and inspiration. She also emphasized the value of cultural heritage and historic sites in attracting tourists and promoting economic development.
Liberia's National Museum has many important stories to tell. National museums are places of memory and also inspiration. They preserve and they protect precious works of art and culture, as well as everyday objects that record who we are and where we came from. In the unique relationship between the United States and Liberia, the histories of our nations are inextricably bound to one another. Today, we honor that special bond through two gifts. First, I'm so pleased to present a series of books on Liberian history and literature for the museum's library. This collection includes not only the work of prominent historians and cultural anthropologists, but also contemporary voices of Liberian and Liberian American writers. And second, it's my honor to present archival copies of the original documents that led to the establishment of diplomatic relations between our two nations. The Treaty of Commerce and Navigation between the United States of America and the Republic of Liberia were signed in London in 1862. Over 150 years ago. Pretty incredible. The treaty accomplished a number of important things. First, it set the terms of free trade between our two countries. Second, it provided for mutual assistance for American and Liberian vessels in the event of trouble at sea. Last, and most importantly, by signing the treaty, the United States officially recognized a free and independent Republic of Liberia.
Meanwhile, Information Minister Lenju Jinambe said Liberia, as a signatory to UNESCO's Convention on Culture and the Protection of World Heritage, remains committed to restoring the country's rich cultural heritage. Mr. Nambe noted that cultural identity plays a vital role in the country's sense of pride and identity, therefore must be preserved.
Liberia is endowed with a rich culture. This government is committed to restoring that heritage, which unfortunately withered during the course of the conflict. We are grateful in this regard to all of our partners who have joined us in this endeavor, including UNESCO, the UNWTO, and the government of the United States of America, for all of the contributions. Liberia is an early signatory to UNESCO's Convention on Culture and the Protection of World committed several years ago. This is cardinal to our new development agenda, which emphasizes investing in the Liberian people power. As one of our national aptly put it, The leadership of President Biya intends to continue to preserve, protect, and consolidate Liberian culture, ensuring that the values which are compatible with public policy and national interests are and developed. Harmful practices against me. I must also seize this opportunity to recognize the contributions made by the President of Liberia, Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who ensured that this edifice was restored from its decade to the current status we see here today.
To students' politics now, the administration of the United Methodist University has with immediate effect suspended all political activities on all campuses. The decision by the university, according to its president, is based on several interactions with students and the administration since the students' election on May 31, 2019. Dr. Abba Coleman, among other things, said that June 26 protest by students giving the administration 24 hours ultimatum was insulting and in violation of the rules and regulations governing students' behavior at the university.
The administration of the United Methodist University of Liberia hereby announces with immediate effect the suspension of all student political activities on all campuses. The university wishes to emphasize further that as of the date of this press conference, UMU engagement with student entity, political and non-political, within the Republic of Liberia will be done through the UMU administration appointed student leadership. We are therefore calling on all student entities, the Liberian National Student Union, LINSU, including to collaborate with those students that are duly recommended by the university administration. These decisions are predicated upon several interactions between the students and the administration of the university since the students' election on May 31st, 2019. The university decisions are further based on the following: that a letter written on June 12, 2019, from a group of students under the banner concerned students of the United Methodist University of Liberia, giving the administration 24 hours to meet their demands, and the subsequent student protests held on June 25, 2019, were insulting and in violation of the rules and regulations governing student behavior.
Meanwhile, the university, through its president, has denied the payment of $850 United States dollars as claimed by the aggrieved students. Addressing the news conference Friday, Dr. Coleman said the announcement of suspension. Dr. Coleman at the same time announced the suspension of lead June 26 protesters, serving as a warning to all students who may conduct such unnecessary protest.
The concern of the United Methodist University of Liberia falsely disseminated through their protest action information that the administration of the United Methodist University was charging graduation seniors $850 as graduation fees. That the protest statement of the concerned student of the United Methodist University of Liberia presented to the administration on June 25, 2019, were both insulting, rude, and contained malicious information that was intended to impugn the good reputation of the university. The university categorically denounces the form and way in which some students of the university negatively characterized the administration through placards during the June 25, 2019 protest, unwarranted, claimed by the protesting student that the university has placed a price tag of $850 United States dollars as graduation fees is absolutely false and unfounded. The UMU charges one of the lowest fees of graduation in the country, which is $290 United States dollars. In consequence, of their actions, the following students are hereby suspended from the United Methodist University of Liberia, effective immediately. Isaac Mambu, 2 semesters. Abraham Sila, 1 semester. Shafa Kamara, 1 semester.
A Liberian youth activist has been honored and certificated by UC Liberia for his service to the country as an engaged youth. The honor by the international body, according to Robertson Freeman, speaks volume to the numerous contributions that young people of the country are capable of making.
Last night, I was certificated by UC Liberia for my own hope and contribution to Liberia. And I feel so good that young people who has been involved into life-changing activities has been spotlighted, and they have been given a platform to address or to speak out to some of the issues that are affecting their fellow young people. And also they have been recognized for their little services or contribution towards their fellow young people. But I believe that this is how some of these things happen. The little contribution that you made to society, many people are following your work unknown to you. This is why you have to do all of your activities with your entire heart, trying to help other young people, because the world is looking at a scene of very, very good reflection. Because I believe that every young person that is following the discussion now will feel somehow motivated to get involved into activities that will help change the life of other young people who has been affected negatively by some activities. Yeah, because once young people are recognized, once young people have been seen and spotlighted that, oh, what you have done is actually good, and because of this we are going to honor you, other young people will see that like something that brings pride to a person, and because of that you love to dive into such activity, which is very, very good.
You are watching the half an hour news presentation that brings you up to date with unfoldings in Liberia. Stay ahead of us. President George Weah arrives in Nigeria to participate in the 55th extraordinary section of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. This plus many more developments all coming up right after this break. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining. President George Weah has arrived in the Federal Republic of Nigeria to participate in the 55th extraordinary section of the Economic Community of West African States in Abuja. The summit is expected to discuss peace, security, and upcoming elections in 5 member states, bilateral relationship, and free trade, among others. President Weah, according to Liberia's head of delegation to ECOWAS Parliament, Representative Edwin Snow, will host several meetings with partners, including President of the International Criminal Court, ICC.
You know, it's a very crucial period for our region. On Monday, the Security Council Committee met, peace and mediation met at the ECOWAS Commission, where our security and military chiefs were present. On Tuesday, we started the session of the Council of Ministers meeting, discussing economic, social, and political situation in our region, along with security situation. And then we concluded that yesterday. As you know, next year we're going to have about 5 elections in our region. There are some sticky issues in our region. So tomorrow the presidents will be meeting and finding a way forward in seeing how best we can enhance mediation and of course talk about peace and security and political situation in our region. Liberia was flagged on Monday when the Security Council reported. They reported the June 7 protest. They've talked about the security situation in the country. ECOWAS gave the government credit for the level of maturity in which the June 7 protest was managed, especially the security forces. And with the president, when the presidents get together to meet, it means a lot for Liberia, and not just for Liberia, but for our region. President Weah has a jam-packed schedule for this evening. He has a couple of meetings. We just confirmed another meeting that he will be meeting with former President Obasanjo this evening. He has a meeting with the president. The president of the International Criminal Court will also be speaking at the summit tomorrow. He will have a frank discussion with President Weah this evening. That's on the schedule. So President Weah has a jam-packed schedule already hitting the ground. A lot of other presidents would like to be meeting with him. Besides that, they have a sideline meeting with the Mano River Union president. So President Weah, President Ouattara, President Conte, and President Madabio will also be meeting.
Liberia Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, continue its awareness on climate change for the agricultural, fisheries, forestry, that's in forestry sectors in Bangabong County. The event, according to a report, sought to enlighten local and national stakeholders on the adaptation, strategies, and action plans developed, as well as to launch the Climate Change Vulnerability and Risk Assessment Report. Making remarks at the two-day working session in central Liberia, EPA Deputy Executive Director Ronald Dubai called for collective efforts in getting adjusters and finding means to mitigate climate change in the country.
The EPA will funding for the GCF to bring climate reform to the National Agricultural Planning Project, trigger the climate vulnerability and risk assessment for 3 major sectors: they include agriculture, fishery, and forestry. This was an initiative with 4 sides ambition of advancing out from medium-term investment, planning, other sector to thrive. Now, our work as National Assessment Authority with the EPA, we are charged with the responsibility to make the appropriate application options and action plan consistent with Article 2B of the Paris Agreement, of which Liberia will be impacted on July 2018. We are 4 years because we leave people go, because the activities are aggressively impacted by climate change, whose impact is already having an adverse social impact and human dimension as it affects the livelihood of communities with other effects on women, children, and men. The climate change is real. It is something we have to stop if we could stop it immediately. But since we do not have the certainty of stopping it immediately, let it be a collective will that out of the certainty that we can adapt. Something like another stop, or that we will accept it and create all these mechanisms. As a country, we have planned our national determined competition.
Meanwhile, Watch Commission Chief Executive Officer Bobbitt Whitfield has described climate change as a threat to development and the economy. He, however, thanked the EPA for what he calls step taken in the right direction.
Climate change is no longer a distant threat. It is now a living reality all across the world. Climate change is no longer a distant threat. Before in Liberia, we were growing up, we used to hear people talk about climate change. But now we are actually feeling the impact and the very damage climate change will do to our communities. For our coastal cities, it is now a question about survival or extinction. That's how severe it is. I will repeat it. For our coastal cities across Liberia, it is now a question of survival or extinction. If you go down to talk about our cities in Kenya, in Apple, you get to see those streets are all gone, especially the streets that were very close to our people. Climate change is not only an environmental issue, it is also a serious threat to the economy, to the growth, to the development, and to social well-being.
National Port Authority Public Relations Director Michael Scott has challenged students of the SOAS Institute to remain focused in their educational sojourn. He asked them not to be defined by their current status, as better future lies ahead. Serving as keynote speaker at the graduation ceremony of the Institute, Mr. Scott encouraged the students to build self-esteem and remain positive at all times.
It is an understanding that this operates as a pro bono basis. That is to say, the parents of duplicates of students do not pay any amount as tuition to the institution, which is so nationalistic on the part of the proprietors, lecturers, administration of the school. I'm also told that you students are classified as less fortunate kids. A lot of you, I'm told, are from orphanage background. So when I was getting this piece of information, I got problem with it. To see you being classified as orphans, less fortunate kids of people who refer to as locals or low-income parents. Even though you refer to the institution in this point, we does that suggest in a the main form, but I've come with a message to inform you that you have the brightest of all features. What you need to do is to take your education very seriously. The parents who have a voice to pay a kid fee to go to the pastor, to go to seminary, to go to other institutions with high names are not more than you. You are the breadwinners of parents who are less income parents today.
The NPA Public Relations Director, meanwhile, found at the alleged flogging of a schoolgirl by the team of students at the Sotemon High School in Sinker.
I was listening to local radio in La Pipa this morning, and I heard about some disturbing development. But the school that my son attends is going to be recorded in the history for the worst and most terrible human rights record. This school is referred to as the Sotemon Christian School System. There is development in the news media that the authorities of the school, the proprietor's son, was involved with some brutal, new, wicked, and heartless act against a particular student. It was reported in the media by that individual publicly with one of the female students on account that the kid had asked for permission of the instructor to go and get sanitary pad because she was ill of a sick parent and saw it embarrassing for the people of peers. So having left the classroom going out to get what she needed, the individual in question ordered from peers of the classroom to have her put some 465 latches publicly. It is actually disturbing.
In a way from Liberia now, a top health official says the Ebola virus disease will keep returning until political stability is achieved in DR Congo. The top health official, who has just returned from a research visit to DR Congo and Uganda, said despite vaccinating millions of people against measles and cholera, there are current outbreaks of those diseases in the region. He said the world should help DR Congo and the Central African Republic and other fragile countries find political solutions to their problems. Well, on that foreign note, that's how we go home on this weekend's edition of KMTV News Today. But before we go, a recap of our headlines. United States Assistant Secretary of State for Educational and Cultural Affairs formally presents original document of U.S. government's recognition of Liberia's independence from colonial rule. President George Weah arrives in Nigeria to participate in the 55th extraordinary section of the Economic Community of West African States, expected to hold discussion with the President of the International Criminal Court and many others. And WISE Commission Chief Executive Officer Bobbitt Whitfield describes climate change as a threat to national development, calls for amicable solution. We say many thanks to you for always joining our news broadcast from across the globe. On behalf of the entire team here, my name is Anthony Kukwin. Do have yourself a pleasant weekend.
Looking for a quality and affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massaco Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massaco Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Massaco Insurance